Hello, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. My name is Kate and I love books. So as you can tell from the title card, this is going to be a mood reading vlog. So we're just going to go through, I've got a few titles on my TBR and let's read them together. I'm just about to head to pickleball, so I won't actually jump right into reading, but I will tell you what book we're about to start later today. And that is The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I've read The Inheritance Games when it first came out and absolutely loved it, but then kind of forgot about it, went off my radar because none of the other ones were out at the time. But I've heard raving reviews about this one, and it is apparently a group of teenagers who all have special skills and are recruited by the FBI to help solve some cold cases, and I believe it's different POVs throughout the books, but there's kind of a focal character in each book. There's 4 books. That's the premise of this one. I'm very excited to start this later, and I will take you along. We'll do some reviews. I always keep my vlogs spoiler free, and yeah, let's get into it. Hello. It is the next morning, so I didn't really film, but I did start The Naturals last night before bed, and I got to part 2, so I read about 50 pages, and we've kind of just set up the entire premise, and the ball is now rolling. I'm really enjoying it. I'm very much in the kind of like YA mood right now. I like the sort of like, it's slightly faster paced sometimes, and like the kind of coming of age stories, and the probably less spicy books. I'm really into my YA books at the moment. But yes, we're about 50 pages in and I'm loving it. We have kind of intermittent chapters or pages from whoever is the villain of this story, and then for the most part so far we've been following Cassie is the main character of this book, I'm assuming, and she is basically gifted as like a profiler, so she can sort of, what did she call it? Instead of learning the ABCs when she was younger, she learned the BPEs, which is behavior, personality, and environment. So she can sort of determine a person's tastes or inclinations and sort of profile them pretty much off the bat, just very naturally. I'm hooked. I'm really enjoying this. I do have to go and take the dog out for a walk. I'm so sore. I went to a yoga retreat this weekend and it was so good, but oh my gosh, I'm like 2 days later and my legs are killing me. But I do need to take the dog for a walk. So my friend gave me his like Audible access to see if I am into audiobooks. I've never really tried an audiobook outside of road trips, and they've always been books that I've already read. Never been an audiobook girly. So this is going to be my first sort of foray into it, which I'm excited for, because that would be a nice thing, like going on my dog walks or like driving and being able to still be reading, which would be lovely. So I'm going to try Red Rising by Pierce Brown. This is a sci-fi, I believe. The general premise is there's like a very distinct caste system. They're living on Mars, and there's lots of betrayal and political maneuverings and rebellion, and that's sort of the premise from which I'm going into it. I just started this book and I'll also be starting this one. I'm usually a like one book at a time kind of person, so we'll see how this goes. I also don't have a physical copy of Red Rising. I'm very intrigued to see how this goes. Very exciting. Very exciting. So we are I'm on page 170 of The Naturals, so over halfway now, and I'm absolutely gobbling this up. I would like to finish this tonight. I had heard that this was kind of bouncing between POVs, but so far for this one we've just had Cassie's, and I'm absolutely enthralled. I love this. I love this so much. I'm already thinking about when I can go and get the next one. This is brilliant, so captivating, so easy to read, so fast-paced, and just a really fun time. Just like, yeah, I'm enjoying this a lot. And then I also started Red Rising as an audiobook today. I think I'm on chapter 6, so I don't actually know how far in that is. But obviously, first audiobook, and it's also sci-fi, which is kind of a step outside of my typical reading genre. So I do feel like I probably actually absorbed maybe 70% of what was going on. And there were other bits where I was just like, I was just confused, and that's fine. But I feel like the writing is really beautiful. I really enjoy listening to it. The audiobook is read by a beautiful Irish accent, which is really nice, and the lyricism and sort of simplicity of a lot of the writing is just really beautiful and quite romantic, without romance being really a focal point, but sort of the love that exists in the interpersonal relationships is really striking in comparison and contrast to the really brutal setting that we're in. And I'm very captivated, but yes, it is definitely a sort of different energy of my brain to try and listen to an audiobook. It feels very chaotic because I was driving and listening to the audiobook earlier, and then as I was waiting in line I was reading this book, and I was just this feels far too much going on, but I'm sure we'll get used to it. And yes, I think if I do some colouring tonight I'll probably listen to the audiobook, but then I just kind of want to sit and inhale this one. I do wish I had a physical copy of Red Rising, just because I would love to see some of the words that are new to me. That oftentimes helps, and again it's sci-fi, so it's a different formula and type of language than is usually used in fantasy. Give me fantasy words and I'm got it. Sci-fi, if it's techno space science words, I'm it's a little bit more difficult. I am absolutely knackered. I'm really weary today, so I think I might just get in my jammies and keep going on this one. Keep going on this bad boy. Hopefully finish it tonight. It's only 308 pages, so not too far to go. I'm loving it. Loving it. Okay, and I will keep you updated as per usual. This was fabulous. I'm gonna give this a solid, I'll say 4.25 out of 5. I loved this, gobbled it up. I read it in under 24 hours and already want to pick up the next one. I did think that there were going to be more POVs or different character focuses, but it was very much it was all Cassie. We did have a few sort of intermittent chapters from the killer. The found family in this was just perfect. And I really liked Cassie as an FMC. I really liked all our other main characters. We have Sloane, who is really good with numbers and puzzles and that sort of thing. We have Dean, who's another profiler. Michael, who can read people's emotions. And then we have Leah, who is basically a human lie detector. And just all of them together and the different dynamics that I'm so excited to see expand throughout the series. And also just wasn't expecting how that one went. No, I love this. I love this so much. I'm hoping I can go and pick up the second one sometime this week, because I think there's 4 books in the series and they're all released and out. So there's Killer Instinct, All In, and Bad Blood. So, and then honestly, I think after this, I'll probably go reread the Inheritance games and then finish that series, because I also loved that the first time I read it. So, I'm so happy. I'm in my YA era right now. I really am. I'm Loving this. Sorry if my voice is a bit weird as well. My ears, I feel like I've got like some weird congestion, so I feel like my voice sounds a bit funny. Okay, so next read. I don't know if I'll start another one tonight or wait till tomorrow. Because I am in my YA mood, I'm thinking I'm either going to read World After, which is the second book in the Angel Fall series. I did read this in my books I've been putting off, like most recent reading vlog, and I absolutely loved the first book. So I could read this, I won't read the blurb, but essentially Penryn's sister is abducted, angels have taken over the earth, it's a mess. Very dystopian, but with angels, and then her sister is taken, so in order to go get her back, Penryn is willing to work with an angel to help and sort that out, and just lots of big overarching moves, and like there's more going on than meets the eye, so it's definitely, there's a lot set up to expand really interestingly, and it was kind of like had a horror element to it. I loved it. Go watch the vlog if you want to see more. So I could read this one, that is an option, or I was also thinking Belladonna by Adeline Grace. My mum and dad actually brought this one home from the UK when they went earlier this year, because the covers in Canada are not nearly as pretty as this one, so they brought the whole series back for me. Oh, so beautiful. And I don't actually know what this one's about. Let's read the blurb. It says, orphaned as a child, Signa Farrow has been raised by a string of guardians, each more interested in her wealth than her well-being, and each has met an untimely end. Her only remaining relatives are the elusive Hawthorns, an eccentric family living at Thorn Grove, an estate both glittering and gloomy. When a restless spirit appears claiming she was poisoned, Signa realises the Hawthorns could be in great danger, and enlists the help of a surly stable boy to hunt down the killer. But Signa's best chance of uncovering the murderer is an alliance with Death himself. And as the mystery unfurls, Signa realises their growing connection may be more irresistible than she dared imagine. I think this is kind of like a gothic horror fantasy genre blend with a romance element. I have had this on my list for ages, but I really just wanted these covers, so I do have this series, which I could also start. That is an option. Yeah, I don't know what I'll start, but whenever I do, I'll let you know. It'll probably be one of these two. We might add a rogue choice in the mix, but who knows. I'm thinking it's going to be one of these two. Okay, I'm about 50 pages in and it is picking up exactly where the last book ended, like moments, seconds after, and it's fabulous. Still, there's definitely like the horror element still. There is the humor so prevalent. The chapters are really short, which I'm enjoying. It's not super long, or like it's very quick to get through. Like I'm on page 52 and I'm on chapter 12, so they're very quick and easy chapters. It's broken up nicely, easy to read, and yes, the humor is very prevalent and I'm enjoying that. And then it's just so dark and twisty, and I'm really interested to see where this is going to go. We're kind of setting up not a new setting, but a different element or an expansion of the previous setting, so we'll see where this takes us. Hello. I feel like I've barely checked in. Me and my friend went out for a book date and then we had some sushi afterwards and it was lovely. But I'm home now, showered, all clean and fluffy. And I'm probably just going to let my hair dry overnight, see how it works. Yeah, that's about what I'm expecting. But I'm going to do some reading before bed. I am on page 78, chapter 18. There's some more elements coming into play in this book, some more supernatural elements, which I'm intrigued to see where this goes. I'm enjoying it. I feel like I can't say much because it is a sequel, but having a grand old time. Good morning. It's a day, but we're halfway through this right now, and there's the horror elements in this. It like kind of makes me feel nauseous. It's horrifying. And also it's very much like a survival story. So I'm not really sure where this one is going, and we're over halfway through. It's just sort of like things are unfolding and we're learning lots, but I couldn't tell you what the overarching plot or like purpose is for our main character right now, other than living through the next 5 minutes really. And it's still entertaining. It's very interesting and kind of extremely disturbing. We haven't really had the reconnection of the two characters who is sort of the main focal point. Our FMC and MMC have not met up again yet. But again, I think I said this in the last one, like the romance is such a tiny, tiny subplot, like breadcrumbs, nothing else. And that's fine. And again, it's not the priority, but I would like to see how their worlds interconnect again and overlap. But loving this. I am also I think I'm on chapter 9 or 10 of Red Rising, which is part 2. So we made it through part 1 and it came out swinging. And I think I might do a little bit more of that one today. I've got to do some book journaling. I don't have to. I want to do some book journaling. So I think I might listen to the audiobook of that while we do that. I also don't think I'm going to finish that audiobook over the course of this reading vlog. I think this will go out before I'm done the audiobook, but I think as doing audiobooks is something a bit new for me. I think they're just going to be a sort of like slow background thing that I've added to my repertoire that I'll keep you updated and in the loop for, but I don't think they're going to be sort of the main focal point of or included in the reading vlogs, if that makes sense. We're going to do some book journaling and listen to the audiobook and I will take you along. But yeah, horrifying. I do want to finish this today. Okay, so that was the book journal and some updates. I have basically started it from scratch because I was a little bit too ambitious with the one I started at the beginning of the year and I didn't keep track of it whatsoever. So I'm trying to simplify it and bring it down a bit. So that was kind of the starting point of that. And obviously listened to Red Rising for the duration and I've made it to chapter 20, so I think that's like just under halfway. I feel like I probably would have picked this up sooner had someone told me it was very like dystopian, more so than sci-fi. I'm really enjoying that element, and then very brutal, but there's also like there's the training trope and the academy sort of setting, and I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Yeah, that's been good, but I think I might try and whack out a good chunk of this now. So we're switching again. I'm gonna give this one 3.25. Better than good, not quite great. It felt very much like a filler book. I feel like not much actually happened. I thought the ending of the second book was perfect, but they're all kind of short, so I'm sort of wondering, I guess I'll find out when I read the third book, but I'm wondering if it could have maybe been a duology with maybe slightly longer books. But I also think that the way that the first book ended was really good. So I'm not sure. It just sort of felt like a filler book. We got a lot of background, we got a lot of new information and sort of context of things that were going on, but I don't feel like much really purposefully happened in the present. Maybe even not anything new. It was all very similar to the last book. Still enjoyed it. I like the writing. I will say the writing is really fun. If you know, you know. Pookie Bear, that was absolutely perfect. That was such a fun element of this book. But yeah, not as good as the first one, which is fine, but I'm still excited for the third one, and I definitely will be continuing on. And it wasn't like bad by any stretch. It was just like a little bit of a filler, you know? So last week I had started the second book to Iron and Embers, which is the Ashes of thezmarr series. So the Ashes of thezmarr is the second set of series from the Legends of thezmarr. I do think you have to read the Legends of thezmarr prior to the Ashes of thezmarr series. And I read those 4 books, I think, in January this year. So the second book that I'm now reading is Thorns Fire by Helen Scheuerer. Never know how to pronounce her name. But I did start that last week, and then I sort of just stopped and got distracted by other books. But I'm about 77% of the way through, so I thought we could probably finish that one in this vlog as well. Yeah, I'm 77% of the way through. The tension and the yearning in these books is just top tier. I do feel like probably, again, there's a lot of setup. It doesn't feel like hugely action-based right now. We're definitely dealing with a lot of fallout from the first book, but the yearning, the relationship it's painful, but again, it's kind of like a little bit of a slower pace, or like not quite as action-packed as book 1. But I love the characters in this series. I love Ren and Torj. I think they are awesome. Awesome. I'm on chapter 49, so I'll probably finish that either today or tomorrow. But I think I'm going to see a friend tonight, and I will check in with you guys when I start reading again. Okay, that'll be nice. That'll be 3 proper books finished, and then the 4th with the audiobook. It feels so chaotic bouncing around books this much. I feel scrambled, but it's fine. It's fine. Okay, so as you saw, I did finish that book. Hello? Last night, and I think I'm also going to give that one about a 3.25. It was sort of the same thing that I felt with the World After, where it's just kind of like, okay, I feel like there was just a few second book syndrome books in this reading vlog, which is fine. They were not bad, but they just like, yeah, a little bit fillery, you know? That is going to wrap up this reading vlog. I'm going to edit this tonight to go up tomorrow. We did read 3 full books, as well as kind of go through the starting point of an audiobook. This feels so chaotic. I don't know if it like watches chaotic. To me, this felt so much more disorganized and like unstructured. Maybe it's the same as all my other videos, but to me this is like all over the place. So we did read The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, World After by Susan E, Thorns and Fire by Helen Scheuerer, and we also started Red Rising by Pierce Brown on audiobook. We also did some book journaling, which was fun, a little bit of a deviation there. So yes, thank you for watching this video. If you made it this far, let me know with this emoji in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Let me know what you've been reading. Have you read any of these books? Anything you'd like to see from this channel? I always say the comments are my favourite. Talking to people online about books, a joy, a pleasure, so wholesome. But yes, if you want to give this video a like or subscribe if you are so inclined, it does help as I grow this channel, which has been going quite well. So I just want to say thank you again. We're like, it's so lovely to have this little community. It makes my heart happy. I think there'll be another reading vlog at the end of next week and potentially a fall anticipated TBR as we move into the autumnal season. I know it's still August, but I'm ready for cozy season, and we haven't even had that great of a summer here this year. It's been super dreary, but I still crave autumn. So yeah, thank you again, and I will see you in the next one.